And welcome in to In-Game Chat for Saturday, November 4th, 2023. It is Season 17, Episode 37. I'm Scott.
And I'm RJ.
And welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome in. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. You can check out InGameChat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at InGame Chat. You can also find us on Facebook there as well. Email us, everyone, at InGameChat.net. Streaming right now on the Twitchy. Go to twitch.tv and you can search for InGame Chat. You'll be able to find us there and join in the chat room live while we broadcast. You can also join us on Discord if you want to do that as well. That is available to you also. So there you go. And yes, I'm going to do the clappy thing here in just a moment. We do this. And there we go. Done. All right. Set that over there. So, welcome into the show. And welcome back, RJ. How was the trip?
Trip was good. The event was good too. Had a lot of good times with some folks out there that we've been going to AWA with for the past 16, 17 years out there.
Yeah.
Had a grand old time, man. We went to the usual. We went to the meat faucet as always. Had a good about 22 folks out there.
I heard they changing the date for the next one.
They changed the date and the location.
And the location,
next one. Yeah, they're going to the GWCC next year. Problem is, they've decided on middle of December, I believe.
Right, yeah, they changed.
The middle of December is going to be the next one. And cons that close to holidays, like they only had two choices with the building. They could have gone to middle of December or middle of November. So pick your poison, Christmas or Thanksgiving, which one you want. Either one, it's not, to me, it's not good to go to a con like that close to a holiday. Because one, you're going to use all your vacation days. Your finances won't be in order for that one. So, yeah, there's going to be some rearranging we'd have to do for the next time out.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, but other than that, like I said, meat faucet. That's the highlight of the trip, man.
Meat faucet.
Yeah. Going to Fogo de Chao.
Yeah.
Brazilian steakhouse. Good
well,
time.
Good. Did you get to play anything? Did you do anything?
We went to the game room there. The host there had a whole bunch of things set up. Arcade games, actually. So I got to play a lot of Maximum Tune, Wangan Midnight. So I got some data on my card. I was able to get there to build up my stats on there for free because everything was on free play. So we were there all day building up our stats. Me and like four of the folks that I know that we play the game as well. So we were doing that for the entire time. I saw the Captain Tsubasa Striker soccer anime themed soccer game.
Yeah,
saw that out there. Kind of basically like an old arcade title called Punk Shot back in the day.
I know what you're talking about.
Basketball and fighting. Pretty much the same thing in this one. It's just soccer with a lot of really hard illegal body checks and things going on with special moves attached.
Like NFL Blitz, but with soccer.
Yeah, pretty much like that. Whole bunch of other things going on there. So yeah, it was overall a pretty good experience. All the costumes, all the things like that, and now we're just trying to figure out the logistics of getting to the next one if we'll be going to the next one.
Yeah.
Seeing how things turn out there, but it's a play by ear, see what happens, and plan as we go type of thing. So we'll see what happens. But yeah,
got it. Did you play anything? I mean, I know you played stuff out there, but have you played anything before, since you've been back?
More than usual, but I did try to play a little bit of Street Fighter 6.
Okay.
I did try to play some of that. It's been long enough. It's been too long since I picked up the thing to start actually getting into the actual game itself instead of World Tour mode. So I decided to get out of World Tour and start playing the game, the actual game itself. And I've got pretty much a lot to learn through the system and everything.
Yeah,
trying to get everything down. I tried to go with DJ because it's the only character I've had history with, him and Guile, and everyone else I don't have a lot of history with playing, so I'll just start with him first. So I went to practice mode and tried to do some things, and I was catching 10 levels of hell trying to get the timing down.
Rusty?
And rusty. I know exactly what to do. It's just the timing of it.
Yeah.
See, his special Headline Sabat Festival it's a level 2 super where you have to input the command to start it. That's simple enough. Double fireball motion with any of the punch buttons. It'll start it up fine, right? The thing is,
do you have to continue to press during the animation?
It's a 6-button timing that you have to hit after you input the spec.
Do all the characters have this?
No, well, just him so far that I know of.
Oh God!
But yeah, it's a 6-button input. It's the same pattern. Light punch, medium
but
punch,
it's the
hard
timing.
punch, yeah, and then a light kick, a medium kick, hard kick, in the right timing.
Visual cues to tell you when to go. What's the deal?
I believe it is.
Or is it like like something you count in your head, like 1, 2, 3?
You could
punch,
do that,
1,
but there's
2,
a visual
3.
cue. There's a visual cue on the screen. According to the certain research I've done, it's like there's a yellow splash on impact of the hit, and when it maxes out to the biggest display of the screen, that's when you hit the button. But it's so fast on my eyes in a way that I keep missing things. So now I can't go off the visuals. I have to go on timing. So I've been in the training room trying to time the proper button hits to get that combo off completely, because it does a ton of damage when you do it right. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you get the low rise festival, which doesn't do too much damage, but decent enough, especially if you put it at the end of a combo. But the level 2 starts with medium punch and heavy punch. I think it's called headliner and whatever it is, the level 2 one. I'll just call it the level 2 one. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3 version of it. So level 2 and 3 does a good bit of damage, but you have to get your timing perfectly to get those out. The level 1 is okay; it doesn't do as much damage, but it's more forgiving in the timing that you do to have to hit the buttons. So I've been trying to figure that out, and it's been a struggle so far.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. So
it sounds like it would be.
It's probably easier on modern controls, but I still want to stick with classic, the six button layout. I want to stick with that. See if I can at least do it that way. So,
what are you playing on?
I'm playing on a pad for right now. But when I get into it, really, I'm going to get my stick.
That's what I was wondering.
On there.
I was wondering.
So I'm going to get the stick and do it. And do it that way.
Your controls, for one thing, determine your mental memory of things, but you also have the controller memory. So in other words, the button layout on a pad is going to be different than the button layout that you're going to be playing with a stick, especially if you're needing those 6 buttons like they are normally configured on an arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
You're going to have that. The timing would be better, right? Or you would be better at the timing, perhaps?
Well, the thing is, though, I've played mostly all my fighting games on that pad. But with the exception of Street Fighter. Street Fighter, I exclusively play on the stick because it has the 6-button layout that I've been playing for 20 plus years.
That you've known forever,
for 20 plus years, yeah. So everything else I play on pad. Now I can play on stick for my other fighters, but it's just have to be just a matter of changing the configuration to get it just the way I want it to be. Because pads on the other fighters, I use the triggers and not the buttons, but it's just like I said, it's the configuration that I get on the pad that I can do on the stick as well. But it's just easier to do it on the pad with the other games, except for Street Fighter, which I do on the 6-button layout on the joystick.
Yeah, makes sense. Play anything else?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, like I said, more the same, except for Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. Let's see. What did I play? I played Cyberpunk. A little bit more of Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Played a game called Railgrade, I think is what it's called. went through a tutorial type thing on Railgrade. It's basically you building a railroad to provide the what am I trying to say here? Supplies,
yeah.
material.
Okay.
Like, okay, there's a place that distributes energy, but it only distributes energy if you bring it oil and water. So you got to go to your oil depots and fill up that. Get your water depots, fill that up, take it there. It does energy. Then you have to make a train that loads the energy and takes it to where it needs to go. All of those things. So you're basically just building trains. You have this much money, and you have to figure out how to get these supplies to this place, and then the output of that place to where it needs to go.
So basically resource management and building?
Basically is exactly what it is. Resource management and building. In a very simplistic term, you have to do that.
This is like a toned-down city builder type thing?
Yeah, you could kind of say that.
Yeah.
It reminds me, there's a game I'm still looking into and will likely pick up eventually called Station to Station. Mm-hmm. And it is basically the same thing, but on a much more... it's got a pixelated type view towards it, or a voxel type view, built with cubes and voxels and things like that. It's a really, really nice looking game. But it's basically the same thing. You build a train that picks up supplies from one place, takes it to another place, and that's all you really got to do. But you only have a certain amount of money, and the faster you can do it, the better your rank is. So, I mean, they got a clock ticking. So if you can do it within 15 minutes, you get an S rank. If you can do it within 13, or if you can do it within 17 minutes, you get an A rank, B rank, C rank. It goes down from there. So... There was that aspect to it for Railgrade. I think it's Railgrade. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Anyway, I played a little bit of that, just enough, and I played Inscription. Inscription's like a. At first, I thought it was like a horror card game, but so far the horror hasn't kicked in yet. It's got aspects of. Oh man, it's a card battler, basically.
I'm trying to see how you would implement horror in a card type of game,
right?
Unless jump scares. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, there. So far, I haven't run across any jump scares. Mm-hmm. I have run across enough tension to make you think that there are jump scares. Mm-hmm. There is a lot of questions of like, what's going on here? What is this? Did you ever play Pony Island?
No, I haven't played that.
I know. Sounds a little weird. And it plays a little strange until the meta starts to catch up with itself. Mm-hmm. And you start to see little cracks in the facade, which you're meant to see. It's it's meant to kind of be like this sub-layer of, hey, wait a second, there's more to this than...
like Literature Club. Doki Doki Literature Club. You think
it's no idea.
You're playing a game. You're playing a game. You think it's the run of the mill visual novel, and all of a sudden you start to notice, hey, there's something wrong here. And then the dialogue changes, and then the people start changing, and then the game itself starts acting up, and then it's like, wait a minute, what am I playing?
Yeah,
that type of thing.
I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a meta component to this game that opened up to me just today, and I still don't know what happens next with what it is, and that meta component is live action with what it is. So I'll just say that the game's been out for a long time, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody else who may not have played it, but it's got a little bit of the tears in the curtain so you can kind of see what's behind it type of thing. Meant for you to see that, meant for you to question it, meant for you to continue on and kind of like, what is this? So it's the style. Pony Island was the same way. Pony Island is this facade of a fairly to the point, almost children's title, but that gets really, really flipped on its head the more you play it, the further in you go. There was another game, and maybe it was Pony Island. I can't remember. but and maybe it was Pony Island, but there was a game that had, on one layer, it was this platformer that you got through, and this really hard puzzler where the game was talking back to you in a way that made you consider it being, as a live type of thing. Like, it's watching your movements, it knows what you're doing, and it's going to guess what you're going to be doing next type of thing. It was very, very, very meta as what it is. Anyway, oddly enough, the same people that made Pony Island, the same people that made Inscription. Or Encryption. Inscription. I think it's Inscription. Same group. So, that's kind of what you can expect for that. What else did I play? Anything else? No, not really. I think that's... God, I feel like I have, but...
No Marvel Snap?
Yeah, doing my Snap stuff. Snap, Monopoly Go, that sort of thing. I will say there's some new games added to Game Pass that I may want to try. One of them I played a demo on Steam with. Jousant, I think is what it is. Jousant. Or Josant, Jousant, or something like that. Very... it's a climber puzzler type thing. And I really enjoyed the demo that I played. This was back in the summer.
Yeah.
It is now out, and it's on Game Pass. So I may give that one a go. I kind of want to see what is available on Game Pass, because I played a bunch of demos during Steam Next Fest, both during the summer and then the one they recently just did. And I'm curious if any of those games ended up on Game Pass. And I haven't looked at Game Pass in a while, so I'll probably take a peek in there to see. And... see if it's working, or see if there's anything there that kind of reaches out to me that I kind of want to play. So I don't know. Still haven't picked up Spider-Man. I still haven't.
Jousant.
Yeah, was it? How's it spelled?
Jousant.
Jousant.
Okay.
Yeah, Jousant.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm kind of curious what's there on Game Pass for me to check out on the console side of things.
That's every month. Everything's new. Every month,
yeah, it comes in and it comes and goes monthly, and I don't know exactly when the date is. I know it's not like the first of the month that things switch out, leave. There are things that switch out and leave, but it happens throughout the month. It's like this week this is going away and this is coming in. Then next week this is going away, this is coming in. So it's a fairly heavy rotation of things leaving and also things coming on board. Okay. And of course they've got the whole Activision deal, which that's going to open floodgates next year, whenever all of those titles will be available on Game Pass as well. So we had a lot of news to get into, and a lot of, I don't know, I guess calls if people call in. 272-9228 is the number to give us a call. Already did the clap thing. Schroed's cat did the clapper earlier. Took care of that. I can do it again. There we go.
Some noise.
I know. That's all you need. You just need. All I'm looking for is there is a blip on the audio file. There's a hard spike. That's all I'm looking for. So I look for that, match it up. There you go. We've got it. So, yeah, a lot of Destiny news, or at least Bungie news that came out this week. Kind of shook some things up, and I'm not going to go bleak on it and say, oh, it's looking bad for Bungie. There's a lot of people who are kind of looking bleak on it, and it's not necessarily a situation where I'm going to defend them on the whole thing. But do I think they're in trouble? No. They're owned by Sony now. I think that they're fine. I think they have some management issues they need to take care of. But do I think they're going to just go under or something? No, not at all. Do I think Sony's going to gut them and do something with them? Not anytime soon. But yeah, it's not as doom and gloom to me. It sucks all the way around because there were people fired, but it's not as doom and gloom to me as I read on forums. I will say that. And I know you're like, why do you care about Bungie? You know, they banned you from the game and blah blah blah. It's like, well, I mean, I can play other games of theirs. It's it's just Destiny. So curious to see what they're going to do next, how they're going to do it, how it's going to be. I am ever so curious about how Destiny is going to finish and wrap up. Am I curious in the sense that I'm like, oh, I really want to play it? No, I'm fine on that. But I am kind of curious as to how that's going to come to completion, because they've already delayed the release of the final shape.
Yeah.
That's been pushed into summer of next year.
Mm-hmm.
It may get pushed further. I don't know. But we'll go over some of that coming up a little bit later on. Got music here from, October's over, so the spooky music is gone now. We're back to trying to find games that released recently and what music we're going to play for them. Assassin's Creed Mirage coming up first. Released back in October, the early part of October, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Not really to big fanfare. It was released. It was okay. And I'm sure they're fine with it. I have no idea what they're going to look at next. Apparently, the game was supposed to be DLC for Valhalla. But they decided to... And welcome back to In-Game Chat. That is music from Wargroove 2, the main theme to Wargroove 2. I have no idea if that sounds anything like Wargroove 1 or not. Never played either of them. Welcome back to the show. For those of you who were watching the stream, the Twitch stream had an issue here. Our OBS, which is our software that sends out the video and the audio and all of that stuff, crashed on us. No idea why. Lasted almost through that full segment. If I just shut up and gone into the commercial break, it would have crashed then instead of right in the middle. So I don't know how this is going to work out for editing purposes. I don't know if we have completely lost that first half, if it's gone. No idea. So
we can only hope.
We'll have to wait and see. I guess I could look at some stuff, but I'm afraid it'll crash again if I try to, so I'm just going to leave it alone. As long as it's working, I'm going to leave it alone. By the way, in case we did, I'm going to need to do this again. Just in case.
2 claps in one shot.
I mean, you know. Ugh. Love technology.
Sometimes.
All right. Oh, God, let me tell you. So let's jump into it and see what we got for news. Some stuff we didn't hit last week was that Spider-Man 2 is now the definitive technical showpiece of the PlayStation 5. I would imagine that's because of... watch any of the performance videos for that game. It looks great. It's fantastic. They have completely... the settings that they had in the first game or in the remaster of the first game that came out on PS5 and the Miles Morales expansion that was released back during the launch of the PS5, you had a performance mode and you had a fidelity mode. So it's like, if you want it to run at 60 frames per second, here's, we're going to drop a bunch of, bells and whistles. But if you want it to look really good, it's going to run at 30, but it's going to have all this stuff turned on with it. So for this one, they're back to that again. You've got your 30 frames per second mode and your 60. Your 60 runs, I can't remember what the resolution is. It's above 180, but it's not 4K. But if you want to run in the, fidelity mode, you're going to get the 30 frames per second running at 4K. The difference between Spider-Man 2 and the Miles Morales one, as far as that was concerned, as far as the quality is concerned, is that they turned on RTX, ray tracing, which helps with reflections, window reflections, anything that has reflections. Mm-hmm. It gives you real-time reflections.
Sun glare?
Kind of like that, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. In other words, in fact, the Digital Foundry does a really good thing on how the window of a skyscraper will not only have the reflection of Spider-Man on it, but will also have the reflection of whatever is behind him. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you put two of their, I mean, it's New York, so two buildings pretty close together. The reflection on that window will have the reflection of the window across, but also will do whatever reflections do when they're both pointed at each other, mm-hmm. and have like a reflection within a reflection. Mm-hmm. So it really goes, and it's a small, stupid little detail that likely you're not going to come across while you're really kind of getting into the game. You're not going to sit there and pay attention. It will hit you at times. There'll be really cool times where you see the side of a car that you swing past or run past, and you'll see a reflection in it as you go past there. And not just some kind of static shot of a reflection, as most things do. I've often, in Destiny, I remember guns that had scopes. Mm-hmm. When you weren't aiming down scope, there's a reflection on that scope. And a lot of the times, I was always curious. I was like, let's see what kind of reflection it's getting here. Is this pulling from my thing? And it's not. It's not pulling from the area that you're in, but it is. It's not pulling in the detail from specifically the area that you're in. Mm-hmm. If I fly over to, I think Venus is vaulted, but if I was on Venus or Mars, then it has a generic Mars backdrop that goes into the scope lens that moves when you move. So, I mean, when you rotate around, it rotates on the scope as well, but it's still some static image that is just kind of, that they've just put in there to move. Whereas when you get up to these really, really good reflection surface things, it is the reflection of whatever's in the sky behind you, mm-hmm. type of thing. So, anyway, really, really cool. But, yeah, so it is apparently really, really cool as far as the PlayStation 5 Definitive Technical Showpiece. It is also the fastest-selling PlayStation Studios game ever, Spider-Man 2 is. And I still haven't jumped on that bandwagon just yet. And then what else did we have? Squadron 42 is the single-player component of Star Citizen, which has been in development for quite a long time now, and has quite a lot of money for that development process. So, Star Citizen shaping up to be a pretty big game, like big game type thing. Maybe being the Starfield we not necessarily were promised, but the Starfield we were hoping to get, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Starfield, the opinion on Starfield has kind of turned a little bit. If you go to the Steam store and look up the reviews, it's dropped to mixed, I think. I don't know. I haven't been there in a while. They did add some stuff recently with updates and everything, but I don't know. Are you looking it up now?
Yeah, I'm looking it up now.
I'm checking myself. Just because I'm curious if... Oh, boy, I wish this was easier to do.
So it just was a not what we were expecting type thing?
I think so. I think it's in some way, maybe.
Mostly positive.
Mostly positive, okay. Okay, recent reviews show mixed.
Recent reviews mixed, overall reviews mostly positive.
Right,
out of
mostly
73,000 plus
mm-hmm.
reviews.
Yeah, like I said, it seems to be taking a turn on there.
Like you said, recent. Out of the recent, like you said, is mixed, lately.
So, and I don't know what really caused that. I haven't looked. If you go down and look at some of the reviews, you would probably see. You could probably see what some of the people are saying about it.
Yeah.
And maybe why it is what it is there. So that covers what I didn't get to last week. And I see we got Chris in the Discord. Mm-hmm. So let's go talk to him real quick and see if I can do this right. Hey, Chris, you there?
Hey.
There you are.
Okay.
What's up? Been going on?
Not much. Ooh. We got RJ back here. What's going on with you? Anything?
Well, just been watching a bunch of anime and stuff on the streaming app, the Crunchyroll, and that's pretty much it. That's all I've been doing throughout the whole week about.
Man, must be nice. Just come home, watch anime, go to sleep.
Yeah. Got caught up in several different series, and one of the ones that's pretty interesting. I've been watching this called Dr. Stone.
Never heard of it.
I think I've heard of it. A little adventure series, yeah.
Basically, some phenomenon petrifies everybody on the entire Earth, and the main scientists and several of the characters wake up about 3,700 years later in the future, and it's Stone Age times, and he's an egghead and knows best about everything, and he's recreating all these scientific marvels in the Stone Age from his knowledge and memory, things that he knows of science.
Yeah, so it sounds like an isekai through sleep.
Yep. But it's very entertaining and very fun, and I think there's like 3 seasons to it. I'm beginning on the very first of the 3rd season, so I've been enthralled watching it.
Like binge watching it?
Yep.
Yeah, it has. We had some folks who.
Sorry, you just got back from an anime convention, so yeah.
So yeah, we got some folks who talked about it, dressed up for it, had them in the shops and things like that. So yeah, had a bunch of series like that.
You there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
okay.
just.
Yeah, AC Wraith says that Dr. Stone is still good in the current season, so you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, at least that because we had some that just had like multiple seasons. The first season was good, then all of a sudden you could tell the funding was cut, the writers were let go, and the story just disintegrated. I've seen that happen before too. It's like the 3rd season was just for some series I've seen, the 3rd season was just like bare bones staff at that point. So yeah. So at least you still got a good 3 seasons out of 1.
Yep, and then finding different other series that I've bookmarked that looks interesting, and to start going through and just watch everything that they have in the series so far.
Mm-hmm. So Crunchyroll is like basically Netflix for anime.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just pure anime.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, all right, Chris, it's good to hear from you again. Anything else before we go?
Well, I've been playing that Chinese role-playing game for a minute, for a little bit here over the weekend. But, yeah, throughout the week, I've just been watching the Crunchyroll anime and the different stuff on that and really hadn't touched no gaming whatsoever. Just chilling and just watching stuff on that app.
Not a problem with that at all, man.
All right, well, we'll talk to y'all later then.
All right, dude.
Hey, have a good one now.
All right, bye.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the Crunchyroll. Yep. So we finished up our news for what I didn't get to last week. Squadron 42, by the way, it's like a 30-minute trailer for that thing. And I'm not kidding. 30-minute trailer.
At some point, you stop calling it a trailer. It's a short.
Basically. It could be, it may not even be 30 minutes. It may, but it's
too long to be a trailer.
It's a exactly.
It's a short now.
I mean, I'm going to the video now just so I can tell you how long it is.
Put that in the,
it's 26 minutes.
Yeah, put that in poll. How long before a trailer stops being a trailer?
Right.
The 5-minute mark, the 10-minute mark?
No. Trailer should be like 3 minutes at the most.
Mm-hmm.
You should be nowhere near 5 minutes on a trailer. 3.5. That's about it. I worked at the movie theater a long time.
I'm thinking about trailers that debuted like during the Super Bowl or the World Series or some major sporting event.
You get like 60 seconds, man. With if you're talking Super Bowl, you get 60 to 90. They don't give you more than that.
90 seconds is a
minute and a half.
Good enough then.
That's good. Usually teasers are around 60 seconds to a minute 15, something like that. Teasers can be any length. It just depends on what they show. Because if a teaser is, 2 minutes of text on the screen saying from the creators of this or from the blah 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 of that, starring so and so and so and so, gives you nothing with what the film is. So yeah. Teasers can be long, but I mean, regardless, either of those, trailers should not exceed 5 minutes. Shouldn't even get close to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then you're just a commercial. Then you're just a long-form ad.
Okay.
Rather than being an actual trailer. But I say that. I'm just okay. That was the thing. When we were attaching things to we'd get mandated. Movies would come in, and you'd open up the film canisters, and it's like, hey, this movie already comes attached with such and such trailer, and by order of studio, you have to add 3 more of our trailers to the beginning of this thing. And then, then you've got the movie theater itself saying you need to add 2 trailers to whatever's already in there. And then that's why I can't remember the movie it was. I want to say it was the South Park film.
Yeah.
It was either the South Park film or it was the third Austin Powers. Way too many trailers. I did the preview for that that night, and it was just trailer after trailer after trailer, but they were long. They were like 3 minutes each, and there was like 5 of them. So after that was over with, the movie was done. I remember talking to whoever I was talking to about that, and they're like, yeah, we should knock off like 1 or 2 of those trailers. We should cut those. It's making it too long.
Yep.
So yeah, we cut that back.
Yeah, I posted in chat about the you're right about that 90 seconds to how much it costs.
Yeah.
So there it is. Yeah, so I guess 90 seconds would be the limit.
Yeah, when you're talking about a television ad like that, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You're going to get that. The only way you get long form now, and especially now, is because of YouTube, because of the internet. That's why a lot of your trailers now that are on Super Bowl ads and stuff say, here's 30 seconds of the movie. For the full trailer, go to this link. They send you somewhere else to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Do that with their commercials, too. For the full thing, go here. I think you'll start seeing that during video game stuff. The Video Game Awards and E3s, you're going to be like, here's a little taste.
Yeah.
Go to this link. Or go to this link.
Yeah.
And then watch it.
I'm saying in-game. They got the ads in there already, don't they?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so
of course they do.
Of
course. Let's see. Where were we on the subject of
new news? So, yeah.
News. We're back into news, I think. Five Nights at Freddy's movie has the second largest video game adaptation debut of all time. What is first? Is that Sonic? No, I'm sorry, Mario. I forgot about Mario. I forgot Mario had his own movie recently. So yeah, he totally gets that one.
Yeah. Not critically approved, but I think I was watching a channel on YouTube, Double Toasted. They were talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. They gave
the movie, right?
Yeah, the movie. They gave it a bad review, but
it's got nothing but bad reviews.
Yeah, but what they did say about it was that they respect the fact that Scott Cawthon he thought about his audience. He wasn't thinking about mass approval, which would make them change a whole bunch of stuff about the story. Because the popularity of Five Nights at Freddy's was all about the lore and except what the fans came up with, really, and just got put into the lore. So he kept that movie focused on them, the lore,
really?
And the lore and the fans.
So the movie focuses on the lore more than it does anything else.
The things about the game itself, they stuck to the game because I think he got an offer from Warner Brothers. This is based on what I saw from Double Toasted. He got an offer from Warner Brothers to make a movie about it as well, but the direction was just completely nothing like what the game was based on, what it was about. So he turned it down and finally got a script that he liked, something that stuck to the story and was focused on the fans of the series and not for mass appeal. So I mean, at least but I know they got their money back. I mean, it was like only $20 million to make, and they got about worldwide and domestic about 130 million, 140 million, something like that. So yeah, they got their money's worth. So yeah.
No, I think they did fine. Like I said, it being as successful as it is, regardless of review successful, notwithstanding, because it didn't successfully reviewed, horribly, but made money, and that's really the only review that the company cares about.
Yeah, we paid 20 million, we got 130 back.
Yeah,
we're good.
We're good. We'll do that again.
Yeah, and the fans of the game liked it enough. So hey,
I guess so. Yeah.
So yeah,
I haven't really
to make that much money. So yeah. The fans came.
I hit up some forums afterwards and kind of look and see what people are saying to see about hey, if you go into it thinking this rather than thinking of this, then you're going to get a lot more out of it, type of thing. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. I know what Five Nights is. I know what the mechanic of Five Nights is. I know what that is.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about the lore. I don't know anything about. Does that lore carry through all the different iterations?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's a bunch of animatronics with the souls of murdered children seeking vengeance.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's pretty much the theme throughout the entire thing.
I didn't know if it moved towards more revealing aspects in the story, or if it moved towards more of a conclusion in that story, or anything like that.
Well, like I said, a whole bunch of stuff has been like fan generated, but found its way in there. Yeah. Well, like there was a nice little short film on YouTube someone made. Little I don't know what was it, stop motion, 3D animated little thing someone put up with, involving all of the animatronics in there. Yeah.
Well, it did well,
Yeah.
so you can expect them to do it again.
Did well financially, so yeah.
Yeah. We're also getting a sequel to Lies of P.
Already.
Yeah. You bought that, right? You just haven't played it?
I couldn't find it. Actually,
okay.
I was in Atlanta trying to find it. No stores had it.
Really?
None of the GameStops had it. Nobody else had it. It was just
Huh.
So I'll just have to go mail order route. I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, they were teasing the DLC, but also said that they're going to release a sequel to Lies of P. There's another one that I'm glad. Normally your clones don't do well, but that one did very well.
Like I think I've said before that when I played the demo, Lies of P is like an amalgamated mix of all of the Souls series, the elements of each Souls game thrown into one. So take it as good. I think that's what it is, and it's done well so far.
Yeah,
doing very well so far.
What else do we have? PlayStation Plus is offering Mafia 2 and Aliens Fireteam Elite for November. Plus, what else do we get? The next 3 games. Subscribers will be able to add Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, Aliens Fireteam Elite, and Dragon Ball The Breakers to their library beginning November the 7th. You've got until the 6th to grab this month's games, or at least October's games, Callisto Protocol, Farming Simulator 22, and Weird West.
I think I put that in the library.
I need to check and see. I think I did as well.
It's still, despite, I think we've mentioned before, no matter what they do, it's not going to match up to what Game Pass is doing.
No,
unless you put a significant amount of better titles up for grabs.
Yeah, Game Pass is going nuts.
Yep.
With what they're offering compared to that.
There is no comparison, really.
No. We got some more stuff. We're going to get to those in the next segment. I want to talk about Bungie and the layoffs there. I want to talk about BlizzCon yesterday. I guess we got some time to mention that some email went out to employees at Xbox where they were going to lose their free Game Pass subscription. All employees of Xbox get a free Game Pass subscription. And apparently some memo went out and they said that no, that's going to stop. Phil Spencer didn't know about it, and he looked into it and got it overturned so they could all keep their Game Pass subscriptions. I figure if you work for him, that's the least you could do, right? Is give us our $16 a month Game Pass subscription.
I'm interested to know how that happened.
I don't know.
Some new finance dude came in.
That's
and
what I'm
saw,
wondering.
And,
I'm
saw,
like,
and looked at the books.
Look
and
how much money we could save. Well, it's your own stuff. How are you saving money?
Yeah, something like that.
It's your own
That's
stuff.
what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Something like that. Something like
Chances
that.
are, if you take that away from people who weren't paying for it, they're not going to suddenly start paying for it.
Yeah.
They lived with it free before you gave it to them. They can live with it free after. The way I look at it, anyway.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we got to get into the details of that. I want to know how that happened.
It makes me curious about it,
Yeah.
As to, like, what was the situation, but it's all been fixed now. And then, of course, there was this thing about a full-screen Modern Warfare 3 ad on the splash page of your Xbox at startup. And I don't know
full ad.
Yeah.
When you turn your machine on. Not going into the game, when you turn the machine on.
Let's see. Let's see what I've got here. Hang on. What happened? Activision and Xbox have teamed up to release full-screen ads for Modern Warfare 3 on the console's homepage. The ad in question pops up when players boot up their Xbox. A big splash screen comes up. It's all in red. It talks about Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty. Says, fight against the ultimate threat. It then suggests that maybe you buy the game ahead of its release later this month. There's a pre-order button there. Mm-hmm. Your three options are buy now, get the Vault Edition upgrade, or exit. So yeah, it comes up when you boot up your Xbox. So, yeah. As a general point, Microsoft deployed similar pop-up ad tactics for both Starfield and Forza Motorsport earlier this year. So this might be the norm. I didn't realize they had done that. I had only until this whole thing with Modern Warfare 3 had popped up that I had thought maybe this was the first time they had done it, but apparently not.
Apparently not, okay.
Apparently not. We're going to go. When we come back, we're going to dive into the rest of this news, BlizzCon, which is whatever. Also, the Destiny stuff, the Bungie stuff that is going on. Lots of links to talk with about that. We got music here from a game called My Little Universe. Prosperous Morning is the name of this track. We'll be right back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back into In-Game Chat. That is music from Blossom Tales 2, the title screen. I don't know, again, if this is the same music from Blossom Tales 1, because I never played either of them. But anyway, welcome back into the show. All right, so earlier this week, some information kind of got out there that 8% of Bungie's staff was let go. Fired, cut, laid off, all of that. And I'm going to try and see if I can get to where this all started. Bloomberg. Oh gosh, what's his name? He wrote a book. Jason Schreier. Yeah. Over at Bloomberg, he reported that the Final Shape, which is the next the next expansion from Bungie for Destiny, is going to be delayed. And also that there were an unknown number of staff who had been let go. The reports of the layoff first surfaced earlier on social media. Multiple employees said that they had been let go. I've been laid off from Bungie, said the social media lead. A surreal thing to write as I sit here pondering what went wrong. I'm still processing it all, and while my first instinct is anger, I know that I'd regret what I'd say. Thank you to everyone at Bungie who helped make my last 5+ years the best ever. Let's see, what else? It's frustrating, infuriating even, to continue seeing people who strap in to do good work losing their financial security due to poor management. Tweeted somebody else, who used to work for Bungie, who doesn't work for Bungie anymore, was not part of this layoff, who had quit earlier, I think maybe a year or so ago. Cosmo says, today is my worst day at Bungie by far. Absolutely gutted to lose so many talented and amazing teammates. Please show them some love and compassion as each of them contributed to making the game and community great. Pete Parsons says, today is a sad day at Bungie as we say goodbye to colleagues who have all made significant impact on our studio. What these exceptional individuals have contributed to our games and Bungie culture has been enormous and will continue to be a part of Bungie long into the future. These are truly talented people. If you have openings, I would highly recommend each and every one of them. That's a little, I don't want to say it's misleading. It's not. But none of the people who were laid off care to hear that right now. From Pete Parsons, the owner, the manager, whatever, the manager over at Bungie. None of them. No, this is not when you do that. It's just, you don't get rid of them and say, hey, these are great people, please hire them. Like, no, you should have kept them. You should have found a way to keep them on.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, and I'm not sure, but I know the higher-ups, as far as I know, didn't look at their pay and say we should cut our pay back so that we can keep these people on or anything like that. None of that happened that I know of. It says the layoffs are especially noteworthy in light of the fact that less than 2 years ago, Sony spent $1.2 billion to retain key staff at the studio. That was part of the money that they spent to buy Bungie, which I can't remember what the price tag on it was. It was quite a lot, but yeah. The strategic significance of this acquisition lies not only in obtaining the highly successful Destiny franchise as well as major new IP that Bungie is currently developing, but also incorporating it into the Sony group.
$3.6 billion.
Yeah, $3.6 billion. 1.2 of that was to keep staff on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Marathon, which is their extraction shooter that they're working on, has been delayed into 2025 now. And that's pretty much it on that. Now, it doesn't necessarily stop there, though. So then another report. A new report by Bloomberg details a meeting earlier this month in which studio leadership blamed poor player retention following the Lightfall expansion for revenue going off a cliff. The money Bungie was bringing in was reportedly running 45% below projections. Almost half. 45% below what they had projected for the year. Somebody overprojected. You don't have a 45% below projections without really inflating that number to begin with.
Who was it that had a reputation for unrealistic expectations? I think it was Square Enix.
Square Enix
had unrealistic expectations for all their projects that they put out. Yeah. So this smells of that.
Well, and that was kind of the mystery here. The money, let's see, so that's the 45% below. Despite an initial spike in concurrent players on Steam, Destiny 2 has struggled in the weeks and months following the release of its cyberpunk-infused Lightfall expansion. Bloomberg reports that the final shape, which Bungie has been hyping up as the climactic conclusion for Destiny 2's current storyline, was getting good but not great feedback internally. As a result, the decision was made to delay it from February of next year to June in order to try to win back players. Marathon, of course, getting delayed into 2025. In the meantime, Bungie ultimately decided to lay off roughly 100 employees, or about 8% of its 1,200 headcount. At first shared by Forbes writer Paul Tassi earlier today, employees are receiving 3 months of severance and health insurance, while other benefits run out on November 1st. And while bonuses will be prorated for the year, those with shares from the 2022 Sony acquisition that haven't yet vested will lose those shares. Sony also is cutting costs across its studios as well. The Pete Parsons tweet got ratioed, and by that I mean the number of replies to the number of likes. You'll hear the term where videos get ratioed, and that is a situation where
a massive amount of thumbs down,
massive amount of views, but the like portion of those is extremely low compared to how many people have watched it, and the amount of dislikes.
Yeah, when I hear ratioed, I'm thinking negative.
Exactly. It's exactly what that tweet was.
Response.
Tons of responses, hardly any likes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Some commenters call those remarks tone deaf and asking the executive whether he had taken a pay cut before deciding who to lay off. Bungie has so far declined to comment on the situation.
So, no.
Right, exactly.
Priorities.
What else do we have? Oh yeah. So then more people started coming forward as to who was getting dropped. The composer for the game, Michael Salvatore, who has done plenty of other video games, but has done a ton of Destiny stuff, also dropped. They also laid off the composer and other composers for the game as well. One of his biggest contributions, or at least his most memorable contribution was the Deep Stone Lullaby track, which plays during the, I believe it's during the raid for Beyond Light, I think is what it was. The one where Europa was introduced, the Cold Planet and stuff. Yeah, whenever that was introduced, they had a raid for that, and Deep Stone Lullaby, really great track in that one. But yeah, Michael Salvatore was also let go. His layoff was confirmed by an update to his website, where he had a long list of credits that he had done for Bungie over the years, completely erased, left with the words "gone fishing."
Yeah.
The brevity of the note suggested to some that Salvatore was angered by the cut, but in a message shared with Forbes, he graciously said that he's merely sorting through my feelings. Many of my good friends were also let go, and I feel awful for them. My heart goes out to everyone who lost their job yesterday. Regarding myself, the overwhelming feeling I have is one of gratitude. Beginning in '97, Bungie provided me the opportunity to contribute music to some of the most amazing games ever made. I've been truly blessed to work with so many awesome creative people over the years. I truly wish the best for my friends who are still there, and I have no doubt that they will be able to right the ship. Despite Salvatore's warm words, an awful lot of fans are concerned about Bungie's future in the wake of layoffs. Salvatore and Seacrest have been focused on because of the very front-facing impact of their work and the overall Destiny experience. But the cuts run deep, impacting writers and editors, social media reps, QA workers, HR reps, and more. Details on the number of employees put out of work hasn't been released, but the layoffs are clearly significant. Their community manager, Liana Rupert, I am now looking for opportunities. I have 21 years of games industry experience in media production and community management. I'm processing. I'm so heartbroken. I don't know what to do from here. This was my home. I feel so lost. Griffin Bennett. I guess I'm off on my next adventure. If anyone's looking for a social media professional in the gaming industry, hit me up. I was laid off from Bungie today. If anyone is looking for a passionate writer, editor to join their narrative team, please reach out. So, yeah. It just keeps going. Tons of stuff.
Yep.
The salt in the wound was reflected in the response to the layoff confirmation posted on Twitter yesterday by Pete Parsons, who did his best to present himself as an innocent bystander rather than a well-paid, still employed studio chief. It's not clear who was ultimately responsible for deciding to make these cuts at Bungie, but Sony has also recently laid off. A lot of people were wondering if this was coming down from Sony or if this was coming from within Bungie. Bungie's executives deserve to be put on full blast for this, one Redditor wrote. They signed themselves over to Sony for a fat check, promised no layoffs, and then double-crossed and screwed over, I'll say that, their employees while enjoying that Sony money for themselves. But, of course, they're not going to face any consequences, and it'll just be business as usual. Bloomberg reports there's roughly 100 jobs. These cuts come in the wake of a reported sharp decline in Destiny 2. The studio hasn't commented on reports that the final shape has been delayed, but the expectation is that Salvatore will likely already have completed work on it. More than likely, yeah, the work was already finished. So, then they put out, they did not do usually every Thursday they do a This Week in Bungie report. It kind of talks, I say This Week in Bungie, it's now This Week in Destiny. Because they were going to be releasing Marathon and they had to differentiate. So usually what that is, it's a weekly report on like, here's where we're at with the game, here's some of the updates we're working on, here's what's coming up, next week and what, blah, 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 here's all these fine-tuning things. They were very, very vocal about like, here's what we're changing in the game or here's some of the things we've noticed. It was a nice little report for the week of how things are going. Well, they didn't do one this week.
Can you respond to those reports?
Right, exactly.
Well, that's why, yeah.
Yeah, Bungie called this week one of the most difficult in its history and its first address to Destiny 2 players since the news broke of mass layoffs and delays at the studios. The statement went on to double down on Bungie's commitment to the upcoming Final Shape expansion, but left many more questions unanswered. Instead of its normal This Week at Bungie blog post, the studio released a brief statement that began by acknowledging the layoffs and friends and colleagues supporting one another, but quickly pivoted to reassuring fans about the future of Destiny 2. We want to acknowledge the feedback and concerns you have about Lightfall and recent seasons, as well as your responses to the reveal of the Final Shape. We know we have lost a lot of your trust. Destiny needs to surprise and delight. We haven't done this enough, and that's going to change. Bungie said it's working to exceed expectations with the upcoming expansion that's set to conclude 10 years of storytelling in the Destiny universe. While Bungie promised to share more about where Destiny 2 is headed in the months ahead, the blog post did little to address concerns about the health and management of the studio or the frustration with the recent layoffs. IGN reported that developers have been begging for necessary changes to Destiny 2 to win players back prior to the cuts and were frustrated that decisions leading to the company's apparent money struggles were out of their hands and that those who were laid off were being punished for a problem they didn't cause. So, yeah. There was more reporting that came out where it basically said that the cuts came from Bungie, not from Sony. Mm-hmm. There was also some internal memos that were sent out saying that we have, we're really sorry about the loss of our, some of our staff and everything else and that sort of thing. But we have kept the right people on, which is also a really horrible thing to say after letting people go. Like, we were the wrong people? Your composer, who has been with you for that many years?
The right people.
Right, exactly. Now, I don't have that in front of me to really give you a word-for-word verbatim what was said. Mm-hmm. I also don't have it in front of me so that I can source it and tell you, here's who's reporting it. I came across it as I was scrolling through when all this stuff was breaking at the time. Mm-hmm. So I don't remember where that came from. I want to say it came from Twitter, and I want to say it came from that guy from Forbes, Paul Tassi. But I am not sure.
But I'll still say, if that is true, I would love the definition of what the right people means. The ones that cost the ones that cost the least to keep on, or something else entirely.
The problem with that is, I think that's supposed to be in an odd way, I think it was supposed to be a morale booster. In other words, you kept your, you still work here because you're the right person for the job type of thing, to sort of make those who had stayed to be like, oh, okay, they're done, I'm safe. Good. They kept me on. Like I think it was something that never was supposed to get out there, but it got out there.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, if you're in business at all, if you're in some kind of company that's whatever, provides a service to the public like that or whatever, you need to know that everything internal that you send out has a possibility to get out into the mainstream, real world, whatever. It has the possibility to get out of that bubble that you are sending it within.
At this point, I'd say expect it to. So
you easily should.
So write it accordingly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Write it and think about, is this okay if this gets out? When you send that out, or when you're about to send it out, just understand that, okay, if this ever gets out into the mainstream or just starts to get circulated, am I going to be okay with what I'm saying here? That's it. That's all you got to do. If there's not, if you have a little bit of a doubt, fix it. Don't do it. So, yeah. Anyway, I feel bad about that. I don't think this has put Bungie in any sort of situation where things are bad for them. It has delayed things. I don't know what the quality of the content is going to be for those who are still playing Destiny. Another thing that I had read, and again, I have nothing in front of me to go off of to tell you where it came from or verbatim, word for word, what was said, but apparently they brought some testers in for that marathon game, and it wasn't stacking up to the way they wanted it to be, which is why they're delaying it. Also, the fact that Final Shape is getting delayed as well. So, it's not looking good for them for a lot of things. This IP that they've been working on, brand new IP they've been working on and teased, Marathon, may not be up to snuff for them.
Shades of Anthem?
I don't know about Shades of Anthem. I will say that extraction shooters are not having the best of times right now. They were booming a few years back, mainly because people were at home during a pandemic and had time to play these games and could play with their friends online and communicate, and so that's what people were doing. The industry looked at that and said, look at this, we need to move in this direction, look how well it's doing. Well, by the time you get around to doing that, the fad is past.
Yeah.
Especially a fad that was born out of a pandemic that passed.
Yeah.
And
people can't wait to get back out there.
Exactly.
Their daily lives. So, yeah.
Plus, at the same time, you've got a lot. I mean, this year alone has been some fantastic releases of games with Baldur's Gate 3, Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, Diablo 4, Starfield, the Phantom Liberty stuff from Cyberpunk, which basically made it a brand new game almost, considering all the updates and things they did for it that have just gone a long way to fix that game.
I remember talking with Lizzie again. She makes her appearance again. So, despite everything that you dealt with in the original game, she's still around doing her thing.
Yeah,
despite her. I don't want to go her issues.
I know.
I'll put it that way. Her issues.
Yeah.
She's still up and doing her thing.
Thanks for keeping the spoiler stuff low for me, because I'm very early into the game.
Yeah.
Extremely early into the game. But yeah, in all that time, another Assassin's Creed, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder. There has been
Lies of P.
Yeah, Lies of P is another one. There have been studios making games since then that are filling that void and easily keeping people away from that type of game, extraction shooter type stuff, which is what they were trying to do. So, and Sony had a real big push on it originally, but I don't necessarily know that they're looking to kind of keep going in that direction, especially with what they heard about Marathon and how it's not players of people who play extraction shooters for like their livelihood, that sort of thing, were invited to play that, and their response was, "You're not there yet. Yeah, you ain't ready."
Yeah.
So, yep, got to go back to the drawing board for that, and that always means more money.
Yep. More time and development. Yep.
That it does. So we'll see how that all shakes out for them. I'm not gleeful over this. People lost their jobs. I'm never gleeful over that, especially in the video game industry. That seriously needs a union. But I don't wish anything bad, not only for the people that work there, but just for the company itself. I'm fine. I hope that ship does get righted. I hope things get fixed. I kind of hope Pete Parsons resigns and just says, you know what, you need to back away from that, and just kind of that, or the next statement you make better be spot on with what you say.
Let some other eyes go over it before you.
Yeah, or just don't say anything at all.
Yeah, or like the immortal words of Herm Edwards: "Don't hit send."
Yeah,
yeah,
just don't. Make it private. Just send it to yourself so that you can feel good that you got it off your chest, I guess. Whatever.
And still assume it might get out.
And then assume, yeah, exactly, because you're doing it on Twitter. It's, I don't know. Hey, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll have more of In-Game Chat to discuss. We got music from a game that also came out back in October called Cocoon, made by, I believe, one of the guys who worked with the Limbo Inside guys.
Okay, yeah.
Play Dead, I think. I can't remember what their name was. Play Dead Entertainment or something. Anyway, this is music from Cocoon. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat right after this. Welcome back to In-Game Chat. Music here from a game called Silent Hope. And welcome back to the show. Go to the phones. We haven't talked to him in a while. Biloxi Gambler. Hey, man.
Hey.
How are you?
I hadn't got that controller yet to play, off the smart TV.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of echo, which is, just off my phone. But anyway.
How about now?
RJ played the Quarry a little bit.
The Quarry. He played the Quarry.
Oh, okay. There's a. I haven't started it, but I know what it was about. Remember what it was about though. Yeah, I need to start that and finish what I did with Until Dawn and all the other dark anthology things. But yeah. That and Road Zero.
It's got 187 different endings.
Jesus.
187 endings.
That's what it says. but because I played it through one time without looking anything up, and then I want to find all these cards, and so I wanted to know where all the cards were, and then what the cards mean, which cards to play, and anyway, I played it, and I almost had everybody alive, and then I found out that I thought the goal was the people you think are the evil people, that, you know, to let them perish or you know, kill them, and I was playing it that way, and then I saw there's a way to play it where you can keep everybody alive, including that family. And but it's a pretty neat. I've gotten more than my money's worth when you count the number of hours, because it takes about 10 hours each run through.
Each run through, yeah. Does this have the butterfly effect like it did in Until Dawn? That just the decisions you make based on the decision this happens and you can't.
Oh,
go back?
yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what it doesn't have that I don't like, but I understand the concept behind it. After you finish the whole thing, it has what's called Death Rewind. So then the next time you play it, you know, because you want to, you know, when you went, you did this when you should have done that. You know, when you play back through, you do that, right, without giving anything away, whatever it is.
Right.
And anyway, if your character if a character dies, because you jump from one character to another, a point of view, and make decisions based on all the characters one at a time, and when you go back through, you only get 3 lives. That's it. And so when you use up one of your lives, and of course now I'm on the final chapter, and I've used up all my lives, and I can't make a mistake now. And, you know, this is not my first run through. And so I've used up all my lives, and I'm trying to, you know, finish the game off, which is supposed to be the best possible ending. And then last night I lost 2 of my characters, and I don't have a life to bring them back. So now I got to start, you know, all the way over again. And anyway, so that's pretty much what my weekend's going to be.
Well, I'd love to hear it.
Look, I've well now that you talk about it, yeah, I've got to add that to my gaming, because it's still sitting there. It's just a matter of you putting it in there, installing it, and starting it. So yeah, man.
You haven't played it yet.
No, not yet, but I've been hearing enough about it. I know it's about survival in the woods and dealing with a family. But yeah, I've got to start on that, because I've been playing all these other things and whatnot. But yeah, I've got that and Road Zero. I've got to.
No, don't play Road Zero.
No,
I'm sorry, that's Mile 96. I'm sorry,
Road
Mile
96.
96. You told us that. Yeah, you said one of them was
horrible.
Yeah, there you go. Horrible. Trash.
It's a skating game. It's a skating game, and they do a little story in between the skates.
So bad.
So don't play that one. Play the other one.
I don't care for that one.
Okay.
But Road 96, I was playing that for a while, and one day, and see, because I don't have an Xbox, so I don't have a way to charge the controller. But I saw that some controllers you can put a battery in. I don't know, and so I haven't gotten that yet. But when I finally burn up this quarry, I still hadn't got the devil in me yet. I'm going to, but I'm gonna play this quarry some more, and until I just get sick of it. But I want to get an Xbox controller and then let y'all know how it works on, because you said I got to have a real good streaming thing where I can play Starfield on my smart television.
Oh,
with just having the controller.
Yeah.
And I'll let y'all know how that works when I get around to it. But I just got to pick up a controller, and I hadn't found a controller yet. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that. I really am.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's the update on what I've been doing, and I will talk to y'all later.
All right, man.
Every weekend.
Take care.
You.
Thanks now.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Yeah, I think I've got, a couple of the Dark Pictures anthology things showed up in the Humble Bundle for October. The Quarry was one of them, Man of Medan, and one other one.
Little Hope.
Little Hope. That
Yeah.
was the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Those three for PC.
Yeah, for
The
PC.
Humble Bundle for Steam. Yeah.
It was like I know I had the Dark Pictures anthology, but what was it? Until Dawn, Man of Medan, Little Hope, House of Ashes, The Devil in Me, The Quarry. I know some of them ain't officially in the Dark Pictures anthology, but to me it's close enough. Same format. So
Yeah.
for me, yeah, I just threw them all in there in the same batch. But yeah, that was something that Biloxi was talking about that I haven't heard in a while. Lives left. When was the last time we played a game where you had lives left?
Boy. Probably a pinball game because those balls count as lives, right?
Yeah, lives
So,
like that,
yeah.
yeah. It's been a minute since I heard that term before in gaming, yeah. So like when he said no lives left, so I'm like in my mind I'm going, no pressure. This is your last shot, so
Yeah. And you know what? Like I said, I still haven't played those. So I don't know. I'm working on, and I know I shouldn't do this, but I'm gaming while we're doing the show. I'm talking with another player of Monopoly right now, and we're working on a trade. Sticker trading going on right now.
We got some deals going.
We do. I need one sticker to complete a set. So the sticker I need is a gold foil sticker. Those are rare. Those are not tradable except for when a window of opportunity comes up and they allow trading of gold foil stickers. That window is currently in play for the next, let me see,
Minutes.
14 hours.
Oh, you got time.
Which I know you're thinking you got time, but it's really hard to. It's hard to find these. So apparently we've agreed upon a trade, and now they are talking. I just added you. I see that you have. So yeah, I'm actually working on a trade while I should be doing this. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I couldn't. Okay, I see. My whole thing is like I think they're supposed to go first as far as trading. I need to check. I need to do a rep check on this person. I know, right?
It's like eBay.
It really is.
It's like eBay,
dude. You've no idea. It totally is.
I got an idea. I got an idea of some the shenanigans that went on at eBay in its early years. Yeah, I remember that.
And now I got to find this person.
Rep check, verification check.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Do you actually have the item that you're proclaimed to be selling? That type of thing. Yeah.
Ooh, they have a lower rep, so they need to send first.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Bad rep or just low rep?
It's just low. They've got 16, but I have 51. So the person with the lower rep trades first because I'm trusted.
Yeah.
That I will send mine. So yeah.
Yeah.
You send first.
And look, your rep is 3 times higher.
Can you see the conversation here?
I see the Monopoly logo on the this alternate screen here.
Yeah. I just sent a message and said you got to send first because your rep's lower. And
Well, is it not just added? Send first. Done. What do you have? Yeah, very interested in what you've got.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Wow.
Well,
I'm a trusted trader on.
Just say okay and go.
But I will not be doing that.
Yeah.
Also, I got a notification that they checked my rep. Somebody checked my rep. I'm going to guess that it's this person. But oh well.
Yep.
Anyway, if that changes, I'll see if that changes. I'll keep an eye on my. I highly doubt it as well.
I doubt it.
And this, now that
this trader wants the goods first.
I can't do that. I'm not going to do that.
Not with your low rep, no.
And they're trading 5-star stickers for 3. I'm giving them 3 5 stars for 1.
The good one.
Gold star thing, gold foil, whatever.
Yeah, and they want it first.
They want it first. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I really need the card because it'll complete a set and I'll get,
but not that much.
But
and you got 14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing it. Not trusting it.
Drug deal. It's almost like one of them drug deals in GTA.
I mean, the rules still apply.
I know, yeah, but still.
And I just can't. I can't do it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Oh well. Anyway, welcome back to the show, everybody. While we were doing our they're typing. They're typing.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna see. I don't know. It just says that they're typing. It's like those 3 dots on a text message. You're like, they're saying something. What are they going to say? We'll try and keep you. Keep you updated on how this is going to play out. If it's going to play out in the next 10 minutes, we'll see. It does kind of feel like the end of an eBay auction where you're like, still a no.
Still a no. Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. That's it.
Yep. Felt like a scam.
I mean, there's a reason that my name is a different color in that Discord because I have done the trades.
Yeah.
And my rep, you have to give rep, by the way. You don't just get rep from trading in the game. People you trade with have to go into a different channel, rep you there with proof, screenshot proof that it was done. And that has been done for me 51 times. So
I'm not out to scam anybody.
Yeah, I'm totally not out to scam anybody, but I ain't falling for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very likely they have it, I suppose. They posted a screenshot that showed they did, but that's not always trustworthy. Yeah. I can Google that same thing and
do you actually have the item that you're trading?
I can totally show you a screenshot of somebody who has it, but it may not be me.
Yeah.
And then get all the stuff and then whatever, ruin your day.
It's the eBay thing again. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be careful with that. I mean, there's Monopoly Go is cutthroat.
That needs to be a soundbite.
It's really not, but man, all right. I get it though. For somebody on the other end, like if they had come to me and said, actually, you know what? If they had come and they're like 70 rep or something higher than I am, or even on par, or even close, 51-49, something like that,
right.
I'm like, that's good enough. That's close enough. 16? No.
Yeah. Like I said, you're 3 times higher than that.
Yeah.
Higher than that.
You go first. Mm-hmm. You go first. So yeah. Anyway, this portion of Monopoly sticker trading has been brought to you by. I hate their sticker trading thing. Ugh. I am so close to finishing a full album now. I am 10 cards away.
Yeah, but at least you're not letting that desire.
9 cards away.
Yeah, but at least you're not letting your desire to fill that card up make you jump the gun and go into a bad decision.
No, it's like you said. I got 14 hours.
Yeah,
I'll see if I can find somebody else.
Yeah,
so
hopefully with a better rep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, mm-hmm. Or just somebody I know that I trust and that we can do the trade. So
right.
Let's jump in while we've got like 7 minutes left and talk about BlizzCon, which took place yesterday. It was the first time they had done an in-person BlizzCon in 4 years. It's going on in Anaheim. In fact, it's still going on today. The biggest news-making event took place yesterday when BlizzCon's opening ceremony promised exciting announcements. And they revealed new heroes for Overwatch 2. They revealed the first expansion for Diablo 4. And they showed off 3 expansions for World of Warcraft and Cataclysm for World of Warcraft Classic. So, yeah. Vessel of Hatred is the first expansion for Diablo 4. World of Warcraft Classic got an announced trailer. That's coming in 2004, a new way to play hardcore mode. The bigger addition for WoW Classic will be an updated version of the Cataclysm expansion that originally launched in 2010. World of Warcraft's next expansion, an ambitious plan to chart the next 2 decades of World of Warcraft, which will start with the World Soul Saga. That's not just one expansion, that is 3. The War Within, Midnight, and The Last Titan are the 3 expansions for that. Let's see, Hearthstone got some stuff. Warcraft Rumble, which I don't even know what that is, but some stuff was announced for that as well. So that's what you got out of BlizzCon. That's probably really big news for people who are still doing that. But I guess now that's all Microsoft. Since Microsoft owns them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what it is. It's going to show up on Game Pass next year. Is what we figure is the case. I believe they said that would be the case. So, yeah.
Let's see. Warcraft Rumble is a mobile action strategy game.
That doesn't sound fun at all. Does not sound fun at all. Is there
just something to play on your phone. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's about it. We pretty much covered it all. There's a few little things in here. Starfield getting the NVIDIA DLSS support on PC. Will that bring me back to it? No. I'll eventually get back to it, but that's not going to bring me back to it. When I wrap up Cyberpunk, that'll bring me back to it. More than likely. That'll be the case. So, yeah. Not only anything else. Let's see. David Hayter returned to voice Solid Snake in a new teaser for Metal Gear Solid. But that was all that we had. So that's going to wrap it up. Anything you're looking forward to next week? Anything you're going to be doing, playing?
Well,
jump into the quarry, maybe?
Probably jump into the quarry. But I'm still going to work on Street Fighter 6 and Virtua Fighter 5. Still got the Akai Leagues to go through on Sunday. But yeah, probably going to get those 2 in and see if I can get the timing down on that Super, or just write it off completely and just stick with what I got.
Yeah.
See if I can go from there.
AC Wraith says Starfield seems to have disappointed everyone I know who was initially excited. Agreed.
Yeah.
I think it did that to a lot of people. I don't necessarily feel too bad about it because I really haven't played a lot of it.
Yeah. Was it too much hype? Didn't live up to the amount of
probably,
hype?
Maybe.
Starfield was talked about really, really good before it came out, man.
Yeah, but Starfield was talked about more than likely by people who play Bethesda games.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Bethesda? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting BioWare mixed in with that, but that's Mass Effect. It was talked about by people who play Fallout, by people who played Elder Scrolls. They were like, okay, you did for medieval fantasy, for Elder Scrolls, that medieval fantasy genre. For Fallout, you did the post-apocalyptic genre, and now you're going to go to space. So you got a good pedigree leading up to that. And if you can do for space what you did for medieval fantasy and post-apocalyptic story, should be good.
Mm-hmm.
I can't come from that experience because I am not a Fallout or Elder Scrolls player.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those who got into that fired up Starfield and said, this is not what I was expecting. This is not that, But I don't know, because I didn't play them. And we have to go. That's going to do it for us. We are done. I want to thank everybody. Sorry about the technical problems at the beginning of the show. I don't know how that's going to work out on the video and how we get that done, but
we'll
figure out a way to make it work. Here is music from Bilkin's Folly. The Hunter and the Hound, I think is the name of this track. You guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you next Saturday.